and it's welcome to episode 6 of Living Language. Today we're talking about the sound of words and how the sound of words can enrich our writing. If you read your sentences aloud, you start to get a bit of a rhythm and a rhyme for your stories, and as readers, they like to have a bit of variety and they get used to your voice. So we're looking at voice, we're looking at the sound of words.
Yes, and the reason we came up with this topic, which as the title of our video suggests, is Words That Sing, is because I went to see Matilda a few days ago, and in the programme were some notes from the comedian who wrote the lyrics, who's called Tim Minchin, and he wrote this. Roald Dahl made up lots of silly words, and was also a great rhymerizer. I, like so many kids, was brought up on a diet of his children's novels, but it was probably his hilariously grotesque poetry collection, Revolting Rhymes, that had the greatest impact on me. I am now 39 years old, and I still spend most of my time trying to find rhymes for lines that don't need to rhyme. Dahl's love of language and the musicality of words, combined with his ability to make us laugh at subjects that are a little bit stark and scary, meant that for me, being asked to write songs for Matilda was a little bit like Bruce Bogtrotter being offered a jam donut. Yum.
Yeah, and we all love Roald Dahl.
Yes.
We love his stories.
Love Matilda. Matilda's a great musical. Yeah, and so we were thinking about, in my theatre training, we often talk about how language is actually connected to your body. And originally it was very physicalized, especially in Shakespeare's day, which is when we were doing this training. There are some theorists, like Kristen Linklater, who's a voice trainer, who talks about how we can become much more emotionally invested in what we're delivering on stage if we think about how those particular sounds are connected to our bodies. And different sounds find different places within our body. So low sounds, like lower vowel sounds, like ooh and oh, find their place down here. And higher sounds like hi come out the top of your head, like a baby unicorn shooting magical sparks and stuff.
And yes, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but the words coming out of your head was very exciting. I used them in the classroom just for word of the day.
Yeah.
And kids love making up word of the day. So what I want to do is have all of us make up a word of the day. Do you have a word of the day?
I haven't thought of a word of the day.
Can we use my word of the day?
Disintegratingly. That's a real word. That's no good.
Combulation.
Yes, disintecombulation. Yes, and as writers, it can be very easy for us to find words when you're kind of bogged down and you're drafting and you're like, she did this, she ran around, people ate other people, I don't know where that came from. It can be very easy to think of words as just kind of dry tools that you're using to do your bidding. But by opening yourself up, by seeing some musicals or seeing some theatre or even just playing around with the sound of your words through Words of the Day, we can think about how words actually have a particular sound and a rhythm and a rhyme, and that the way that we can play with them has a very physical and visceral effect on your readers. And it's a really interesting concept to play with, and the musicality of words and, you know, just words that sound nice together, basically. It's something we can forget when we're thinking about action and plot and character. We forget to think about the words themselves and the simple effect they have, just the choice of a hard consonant like a k rather than a soft consonant like an m. You know?
And as writers, we tend not to think about the length of our sentences, the consonants within our words, and then where we put our commas and all that kind of stuff. There's so much to think about. By reading your sentences aloud, you actually start to hear your own rhythm, and every writer has their own rhythm. You may not realise it, but the more you practice, you sort of get into a bit of a flow, and your reader starts to recognise your style. So they're kinds of words that you will hear, I guess, your teachers mention. Their rhythm, rhyme, style, tone. Tone is a great one. And what Sam's suggesting is that you listen to how a word is made up of syllables. Syllables, boring. But the way we're doing it, hopefully gives a little bit puts a little bit back in.
Yeah, so to take an example from our last video, the sentence, it was a dark and stormy night. This sentence, yes, I did. This sentence has a lot of really harsh consonants like T's and K's and D's, and that contributes a lot to its actual meaning. We feel the oppressive rhythm of it. So our challenge to you is to go read some of your own writing out loud and start putting some musicality back into your own writing.
Yeah, and my word of the day is combulation. Don't forget, my word of the day is better than your word of the day.
Slippery gangriousness.
She's really bad at it. She's really bad.
at it.
Because she's not a teacher. All right, so that's it for today. We're going off now to read our writing aloud. Please do the same. Please feel free to email us or put on our Facebook Live.
Record yourself. Do a Facebook Live of reading your words out loud.
Yeah, that's our challenge to you.
Yeah.
And that's bye from another episode of
Living Language.
Bye.